Hello, do you like to play tabletop games? I know that my friends and I do. We like to get together to play Dungeons and Dragons. However, we found that, over the coronavirus pandemic, we couldn't always get together to play in person because some of us had to quarantine. I know that I'm not the only one who had this problem, and I know that Dungeons and Dragons wasn't the only game that had to try to move remotely. Unfortunately, we found that when we tried to play on Zoom, it just wasn't quite the same as playing in person. Fortunately, there is now a solution. OnBoard. Our website, onboard.cool, provides users with the ability to drag and manipulate 3D models around a board just as if they were moving pieces around in real life. It provides people with a great solution to play any game they can imagine, with friends or even with strangers. Our team consists of Mary Evans, who handled our graphics work, Preston Powell, who handled our non-graphics front-end work, Jacob Smith, who took care of our deployment and database work and contributed significantly to the backend, and myself, Kimball Johnston. I took the lead on our backend work. When a user wants to play a game, he can visit our website where he'll be given the option to create a lobby. When he creates that lobby, he can choose between creating a blank empty one, which will allow him to upload whatever sort of custom board images or piece files that he wants to use, or he can create a lobby from one of the presets we've already set up for him. For instance, chess or Dungeons and Dragons. Once he's in that lobby, he can click on pieces to drag them around and move them about the board. He can add new pieces, remove pieces, change their sizes, or change their colors. Additionally, other people can then visit our website and join that lobby that he made. Once you've joined a lobby, you can also move pieces around, and everyone in that lobby will be able to see everyone else's moves happen in real time, simulating actual gameplay. Also within the lobby, we have useful features such as a chat system and a dice rolling system. But rather than telling you too much about these features, we'll just show you with a quick demo.
Hello, my name is Preston Powell, and I'm the front-end dev for OnBoard.cool. I'm here to give you a quick demo of our system, and I hope you like it. Here's our home page. This is where you first come when you navigate to our website. We have the ability to go to the About page, Devs page, and Tutorial pages, but I'm going to brush over those for now and go right into the Lobbies page, which is where the true functionality of our website lies. Here you can see we have two lobbies currently active. One is password protected, meaning if we try and join and have the wrong password, it'll actually kick us out immediately. The second being a lobby limit of 1, which means we can't even join regardless. That's okay though, we're going to go ahead and create a new lobby anyway. Here you see we can set the name to whatever name we'd like, we can set a player limit, enable a password or leave it open, and finally choose from a list of presets that have already been created. I'm going to go ahead and choose this D&D preset and ask the database to send us all the information we need to actually create this lobby. Once it loads, we'll be placed in here with all the stuff available. Before I get too ahead of myself, I'm going to actually join this lobby on my other monitor. This will allow us to demonstrate some of the networking online features of the system. Here I'm going to say hello in the chat on my other system. Go ahead and reciprocate on this client. And when I move pieces on the other monitor, you can see that that is reflected for us in real time. This is kind of nice. It allows you to see what other players are trying to do. You can see your own highlights as well. Beyond just the basic camera manipulation and piece movement, we actually have the sidebar, which allows you to control the board state in a more meaningful way as well. We have all of the D&D preset pieces already loaded in, so we can select Board Trooper 2, for example. Go ahead and select this piece, move him over here, recolor him to fit in with his mates a little more, change the orientation of the piece to face the right way, change the size of the piece, maybe he's a bigger guy. All this allows you to customize your pieces and lay out however you see fit. Beyond just piece manipulation, we also have dice rolling. So here you can see it defaults to 2 6-sided die. We got a 5, it's not great. We can add another roll though, because D&D and other games sometimes require more than one type of dice face or more than one type of die roll at a time. We can roll both of these and wow, 31, that's pretty good. So you can see we have the ability to roll this in the chat over and over again, which facilitates playing games like D&D, as well as a number of other things. Beyond just the dice rolling, we also have this background. This is customizable personally, so you see here we're now in a tavern. We can change it to whatever we'd like for our own personal ambience. Beyond just this play mode sidebar, we also have a build mode sidebar. So you can see this is a little bulkier. This gives you more advanced input options. Specifically, the primary difference is the ability to choose your own files. So if I come here and I go select this Ghost Stone GLB file that I currently have, we can add it to the board here, change it to be whatever color. I modeled this myself. I'm very proud of it. And there you go. We have a nice little ghost stone available. We can do the same thing with textures for pieces and textures for the board, and we can also save the pieces and boards to the database. I'm not going to because I don't think this has a lot of value to be saved over the Oric D&D preset, but that is an option if you'd like to. Here we also have an undo button, which will allow you to sort of change things that have already happened. There you go. I'm going to collapse the sidebar for now because that's all that I actually want to do with it. I want the space now. At this point, we have D&D. We can do it in full screen, play with one another, but we also have this bottom thing. I've already showed you the chat. Here we also have the ability to whisper other guests, so I can whisper guest 105 and say, hey, this is private communication between me and that guest. We also have this players tab. I have the ability to see all of the permissions for other players as well as the board modes. Here I could mute guest 105 from the chat, for example, if they're being disruptive, but I'm still okay with them in the game. I could kick them if I don't want them in the game at all, but since I like guest 105, they've been well behaved, we'll promote them to host. And here you can see all the permissions have gone away and they are now the host of the lobby. Finally, we have the piece notes system. If I go ahead and click on a piece, none of them have been given notes currently. That's okay. I can go ahead and type whatever I'd like here. I'll go over to my other computer now and actually update the piece note for that very same piece. There we are. You can see we've had a small update because all the notes are actually public and collective and allow you to share information about different pieces. That's what we have for the demo today. I hope you've enjoyed the quick run through of OnBoard.cool. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Jacob Smith, and I've been primarily responsible for the DevOps work for the OnBoard Team Capstone project. I will briefly discuss the technologies that we used. On the front end, we have a React app served by a Node.js server. It contains a 3D graphics engine powered by the 3JS graphics library. Our backend is powered by ASP.NET Core with a minimal API architecture and a Swagger UI. Our database engine is MongoDB. Both our front-end and back-end servers run in Docker containers, which are hosted using Google Cloud's Compute Engine platform. For deployment, we use a custom GitLab runner, which uses GitLab secret management to authenticate with and push Docker images to Google's artifact registry platform. From there, our runner can deploy our app to either our staging environment at test.onboard.cool or to our main site at onboard.cool. Overall, our project has taken about 14 weeks of development, during which time we created 2 Git repositories, closed over 200 GitLab issues, made over 400 Git commits, merged 65 branches into main, ran over 300 CI/CD pipelines, and created 19 API endpoints, which all adds up to one OnBoard Team Capstone project.